programs, but the league announced yesterday that they have extended those programs 2 more weeks. So the last day for off-season programs is now May 29th. They also sent out a memo to teams last night. The NFL did that club facilities will remain closed, and no date has been set for the reopening of the club facilities. But before they can reopen, they must meet 3 criteria. It's consistent with sound medical and public health advice. Reopening is permitted under current government regulations, and it occurs in a way that respects the principles of competitive equity, which could get kind of interesting if they're trying to make sure that all of the facilities are opening at the same time, obviously, because different states and different areas are dealing with different situations. But the training program for club infection control officers is May 18th, and anyone that wants to reopen their facility has to go through that. They've also been told that they'll get more information this week. So the NFL is putting things in place to keep moving forward. As we know, they've not taken anything off the schedule yet. So the offseason program extending virtually, that's kind of expected. Like, there's no changes there.
Florida's been a very difficult state to explain because their numbers have been down, their death rate small, no hospital surge, despite the fact they've had restaurants open, no masks. Is it crazy to suggest that if vitamin D or sunlight does help somewhat, that maybe the NFL should start the season in late August and get through August, September, instead of waiting? Like, there's part of me that thinks these southern states have been looser with their restrictions, and the numbers aren't nearly as bad as Michigan or Pennsylvania or New Jersey or Connecticut. And I think to myself, is it possible you could move the NFL season up 2 weeks?
Well, I think the NFL is going to be very flexible in everything that they do as far as the season goes. Again, we're not scientists. We don't know what's going on. And even the scientists are giving us new information every day. So really, every single day is how we have to live at this point, and we'll get new information and adjust accordingly. But I do think that the NFL is going to do whatever they need to do to have a season. So if it turns out that,
scrap the preseason,
sun and heat are helpful, then, maybe there will be
August 20th, we start our season.
Or the LA teams will have their camps in Nevada or whatever. I think there's going to be a lot of adjustments made. So Tom Brady gets to start a new chapter of his career in Tampa, and that will include learning a new offense. In an interview with The Athletic, Bucs quarterback coach Clyde Christensen said that Brady has been very open to learning a new system. He said, "I think what we'll see here is Bruce's offense with a Brady influence. Bruce wants to keep the offense the same. We did some good things last year. Tom has been terrific as far as saying, just tell me what you want me to do. We're looking forward to seeing how he can influence the offense, and he'll make it better." Said anyone who says he's lost arm strength, all I know is I must have missed something. Remember, they didn't have those kind of receivers in New England who could get deep. It wasn't about anything that he couldn't do. I think Tom's excited about what he can do with Godwin and Evans.
The arm strength knock on Brady doesn't make sense. I watch all their games. That's not it.
I got to be honest. I'm not a quarterback guru or anything, but isn't accuracy far more important than arm strength?
Oh, yeah.
I've heard so many quarterbacks, oh, he's got a cannon. He can throw a ball over those mountains. Like, cool. Is the mountain going to catch the ball wherever it lands, or does it need to be in a window this big?
Listen, Joe Burrow is the number one pick, and everybody loves Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's got an average arm. Like, people acknowledge he can't make throws outside the numbers.
But he's extremely accurate.
That's right. Yes, so it's arm strength. I mean, I remember when Andrew Luck came out. That was the knock, average arm. And I'm like, when your brain is big as Andrew Luck, and you're that
average compared to what?
That's right.
And I know that we love these huge throws, but I think Tom Brady has been the greatest example of you be more surgical. Like, going for the Hail Mary on every single play. That's not how the game is played.
Yeah.
And I know you like to deep balls and stuff. It's all fun. It's great for fantasy and highlights, but sometimes that's just not how you win the game. So Michael Jordan's intense leadership style has been put under the microscope during The Last Dance. And yesterday on the Rich Eisen show, Ray Lewis gave his opinion on how Jordan got that killer mentality.
So when you think about how Jordan did it, I'm telling you, a lot of that comes from the things that he didn't have or was taken away from him before he was Michael Jordan. He didn't have a plan. And there's no other direction but straightforward to get this done. And sometimes you can look at it, right, as being, a dictator and really being harsh. And some of it can really be viewed that way. But if you get results the way that they got results.
Part of me feels like the reaction to how Jordan handled his teammates in these last episodes is I don't want to call it sensitive, but I do think that people tend to react to situations and apply them to their lives or their environments, when in fact their lives and their environments are absolutely nothing like what it is that they're watching and what that experience is.
Yeah, if you were bullied in life, you see Michael as a bully.
Well, not even that. Like, if you just throw the word bully on top of everything, then that's a wide net to cast. Being in a professional sports environment where there's billions of on the line and your legacy and championships, and you are trying to put together a mentality, it's a different situation than walking into your office and talking to your secretary.
Right.
They're not the same thing. You can't just apply everything to everything in life. It doesn't work. And it's the same mentality that people have when you're talking about, and what Ray is talking about, where you know, when you go into a situation and you don't have another option, you're going to be extreme. This is an extreme situation.
Well, sports has standings, doesn't?
Right.
So
you don't have thousands of people showing up in your,
cubicle
cheering on when you file that application.
Yeah, like I look at Michael and I'm like, strength, leadership.
Right.
Some people think he's a bully. In life, if Michael acted like that, it would be a bully.
Right.
But sports has standings and salary caps, and there's winners and losers, and we accept that. We don't like to call people losers in life, but in sports we're like, well,
there are winners and losers. And also to what Ray's talking about, like you can't argue the results. Like he won and their legacy is done. So you can say like, oh, there's many ways to lead. There are many ways to lead. But what he did got those results. So you can't just keep coming up with fairy tale situations like, well, Michael could have been nice. Well, no, he couldn't, because that's not what happened.
Yeah, and even the people that are viewed as nice.
Nice is relative too.
Yeah, like let's be careful.
There's a time to be nice, and then there's a time to be direct. And being direct may be perceived as not being nice, when in fact it's not wasting time, because there can't be time cannot be wasted in this situation. I just think you can't apply every scenario to what was happening with the Bulls in the Last Dance.
Agree. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
We have that Dana thing yet?